Victor Osimhen is one of those centre forwards that has been linked to Arsenal on several occasions, and today we are having Charles Watts, who was a correspondent for Arsenal at the Football London News, and he comes in through to obviously let us know about, is it goal? I think was an Arsenal correspondent for the goal, right? And he's no longer there. We're also going to talk about Chukwuemeka, who went ahead and really gave Chelsea a winner in there for you, and the rest was really history in the making in there for you. And we are also going to talk a little bit about the results coming in from the game of Chelsea and Aston Villa versus the side of West Ham. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. The Muslims, Ramadan Mubarak, and the Christians, we cover you in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And let's obviously start it off with what Charles Watts is telling us about Victor Osimhen. He says it's no great secret that Arsenal want to sign a striker this summer. When the window opens, it will be the priority along with a midfielder and potentially another wide attacker. It will be interesting to see whether they move for Victor Osimhen. He's a player they like. And I know that his representatives have visited Arsenal's training ground for talks with Edu. Those talks took place in the summer when Arsenal eventually signed Gabriel Jesus. Jesus was always the priority that year, but Victor Osimhen was definitely a player that they viewed as a serious alternative. The interest will remain, but he could prove to be too costly. An option in the summer. Arsenal want to spread their budgets around as they look to take the squad to the next level. So, taking the squad to the next level is really one of the motives of Arsenal, and we all understand what that means and what it really requires for the side of Arsenal to take the squad to the next level, meaning that you need huge investment. And one of the huge investments supposed to really inject in is a Victor Osimhen player who goes for the amount of money put on his head is 105 million pounds, and to convert it in million euros, it's 120 million euros for the side of Man United to come out and really put in such a shift. So, can Arsenal spend that amount of money onto Victor Osimhen? I tell you yes, because it's the same amount of money they went ahead to spend onto Declan Rice, if I'm not mistaken. They spent the same amount of money onto Declan Rice, and Declan Rice has found himself in a position of really being the most important player for the club of Arsenal this season. And you see to it that his return has really yielded lots of fruits into his spell at the side of Arsenal. So for Victor Osimhen, I really believe he's really going to do a very beautiful job for the side of Arsenal. And if I know they get him in, he'll be great. Although for me, my favorite isn't Victor Osimhen. I think Gyökeres is really one of those that you should go in for. And Gyökeres goes for 85 million pounds. That is Gyökeres for you. So if your player is going in for 86 million pounds, that means he's 14 million pounds less than the amount of money that Arsenal is supposed to pay for. This man, that is Victor Osimhen. So it depends on who you go in for. And by the way, Arsenal have gone ahead to really have a very huge or vast variety of what they are supposed to be doing, you know, in the center forward role. If I'm to tell you the 10 center forwards that Arsenal are really eyeing to get in, they're really huge, you know. Santiago, Feyenoord, Zikezi, he plays for Bologna. Then there is Morayol, he plays for Getafe. They have which other player? They have there is another player they have. There is Victor Osimhen, there is Vlahovic, and very many others. And Gyökeres, another one who was going to hit obviously emerge recently, and he's really scoring in goals for fun as a player for Sporting Lisbon. But if you're talking about a proven player that is going to come in through and really take or hit the ground running, it's Victor Osimhen for you. And I don't know how they are going to do it, because they need to obviously break the bank to get him in. And the big question is he the number one priority signing that Arsenal are really looking at this season? It might be, because in most of the positions, Arsenal look like they're really covered up. When you're having Julian Timber back, that means you can have another right back who can really balance the two, the offensive play and the offensive play and the offensive play and the what is it called? In the offensive play and the defensive play. That is the guy himself who goes by the names of the right back, and that is Julian Timber. He can come in through and really do the job for you. But you have to look through the midfield and ask yourself, has Arsenal's midfield been strengthened? Because it's really having two players, all three, all four, who can live in that midfield. El Nini, Thomas Partey, Jorginho. They might leave. So, in their spell of living, they have to get replacements. And that's why I think, however much stories have gone ahead to emerge that Arsenal's priority signing is going to be a centre forward, you know, others saying Gyökeres, others saying Victor Osimhen, I think we might see Arsenal going in for Douglas Luiz in the mix, because he's one of those players that if you add him to that midfield of Arsenal, playing alongside Declan Rice and Odegaard, trust me, that midfield goes to the next level. And teams like Man City have gone ahead to show interest in Douglas Luiz because they've gone ahead to see him as a perfect replacement for Ilkay Gundogan in that midfield. He was formerly there when even Arteta was still there, but finally, it's one of those deals that Arsenal are really looking at. I think Arsenal are gonna go in for Douglas Luiz first. You know, he's gonna be that kind of player they are willing to spend a huge amount of money on, because he's also a £105 million player. That is Douglas Luiz for you. So thank you very much for watching through. Arsenal for Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen is not really having a colorful season as he really had it last year, because it's really because of his manager leaving and the entire team not really performing very well, and he's really not having the best of the Serie A. 17 games played, 11 goals scored, and 3 assists. That is him for you. And last season, he scored 26 goals in 32 games. He has gone ahead to have some bad spell of injuries. And in the Champions League, 6 games and 2 goals. Last season, he played 6 games and he scored 5 goals. So it shows you that he's a little bit off. But he really understands why he's really off, because the entire team has gone ahead to switch off. The managers have gone ahead to do the needful, and they've gotten sacked by the owner of Napoli, and this is the 4th manager right now at the club of Napoli. So he's really struggling, but no one doubts his ability of really scoring goals, and if at all Arsenal can get him, the better. If they cannot get him, then that is something else that it's onto their cards. But one will ask, if we don't get in a centre forward, what do we do as a side of Arsenal? You know, what do we do? What do they do as a side of Arsenal? Because a centre forward will be a crisis. I tell you, I move on Edin Ketia and I let Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus compete for that position. And that is it. That's what I do. Obviously, I do that. So, Victor Osimhen to Arsenal is not a hidden secret transfer. And the most important bit of it all is that the agents and intermediaries of Victor Osimhen have gone ahead to come in through at the Sobha Reality Training Center, formerly known as London Conley, to have a look through this guy. And they've gone ahead to really put in a very beautiful talk with the manager of Arsenal. That is none other than not the manager, the sporting director of Arsenal. That is the man himself, called Edu Gaspar, who really runs the day-to-day sporting activities for the club of Arsenal, meaning that they are really contemplating on who to bring in. But there is Gyökeres. I think he will be one of those players that they will be looking at to really compete with on signing him, or Victor Osimhen in the mix. So we leave that at that and really let's go to the side of Chelsea. Chelsea have gone ahead to leave it late because they went ahead to really lead by 2 goals, and then a team went ahead to obviously equalize. Desassi scored a goal, Stephanie Mavididi in the 62nd minute, then in the 90th plus second minute, then Canary Chukwuemeka came in through and really gave them the lead before Noni Madueke made it for 2 for Chelsea. And by the way, Leicester had gone ahead to turn out a hard nut to crack in front of I think a 50 capacity seater stadium for the side of a 50,000 capacity seater for the side of Chelsea. And guess what? Canary Chukwuemeka has come out and told us that the coach, that is Pochettino, said, go and enjoy yourself, which he did. Cole said to me before the game, if I come on, he will assist me, and fair play. His IQ is amazing. I knew as soon as I played it, he would find me. Fair play to him. And if I told you, we remember how we went ahead to obviously do that flick, it was like two uncles of this guy at work, and went ahead to really raise him, and it was really good for him to win this beautiful game of football. And he has suffered lots of injuries. That is him. He has suffered lots and lots of injuries, and having gone ahead to obviously suffer a lot of injuries, he has returned with a bang and has gone ahead to help his side to really win this beautiful tie all encounter, and it's Chelsea through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and they've gone ahead to put in a very beautiful shift. So 3 teams have gone ahead to qualify now: Chelsea, Man City, and Coventry City. Manchester United, the game is still on, trailing by 2-1 at Old Trafford, and it has been really some stupid gifts by Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford that were really inevitable, and it shows you how far off the players people think that are really good for the club of Man United have gone ahead, obviously coming through and really putting a shift. In the Premier League, looks like the race for the top 4 is really opening up day in, day out, because yesterday Tottenham Hotspur went ahead to play a game and they lost to Fulham by 3-2-0. Today, Aston Villa, who would have gone ahead to capitalize onto that and say, all right, they've gone ahead to lose, let's continue winning. They've gone ahead to draw 1-1 with West Ham at the London Stadium. And the guy who goes, what's his name? He's called Gerard Bowen, had gone ahead to really score a winner, but the referee said no. It is really a subjective call. He went to the side monitor and ruled that goal out, but they had also gone ahead to lose. So they're now stuck at 55 points, I think. Spurs is having 53 points, and Man United is having 47, meaning that if United wins their game in hand, because Aston Villa is going to have to play one more game than Man United, if Man United win their game in hand, you know what is going to happen? It's really going to be how many points? United will be having 50 points, and Aston Villa will be having 56, meaning that United will be 6 points behind Aston Villa. So you see how things are really going to pan out. So your thoughts onto Victor Osimhen to Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below. No hidden secret. The intermediaries came in through at the Emirates and really had a talk with Edu Gaspar. Chukwuemeka giving Chelsea the win in the dying minutes. What do you make about it? And lastly, Aston Villa drawing with West Ham. Who do you think is going to really take that 4th spot in there? Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Man United 1, Liverpool 2 at Old Trafford, and we wait to see in the next 20 minutes who is going to be really in the lead there. Bye-bye. The Muslims, Ramadan Mubarak. The Christians, may the living to God bless you abundantly. I'm out.